So aggressively loud.
Hey there guys, so today we have another episode of Battle Beers. We have American Barleywine edition with a 2014 Sierra Nevada Bigfoot out of Chico, California. And this is Great Divide's Old Ruffian with a new label actually. It's actually different from last year's label. Great Divide is from Colorado's American Barleywine. Yeah, I've yet to actually try this beer, so I'm curious to see how these beers taste blind. I have had the Bigfoot before, and it actually ages very well, despite the fact that I actually don't generally like my American Barleywines aged. And I have some Stilton blue cheese actually on the label of this beer. It recommends pork tenderloin, caramel cheesecake, and Stilton blue cheese is actually one of the things they recommend to pair with this beer, so we're going to try that too. So yeah, let's dig in these two beers. Okay, yeah, this beer definitely smells like Bigfoot. It has floral, grapefruit, pine, a gentle amount of caramel sweetness in the back. Yeah, just a clean hop aroma. Very nice. Let's dig into this one. Yeah, this one's a lot more aggressively hopped. It has more dank, resinous pine, sort of some herbal notes, some earthiness. Again, just bigger, darker, more soil-like, more dank and green, I guess. Yeah, very nice. Let's try the flavor on this one. Yeah, it tastes like Bigfoot. Again, in the front, just tons of bitterness, bitter throughout. Grapefruit peel, floral, this kind of leafy greenness, tea flavor, herbal tea bitterness. You're gonna get that on the finish as well. Some pine, a nice caramel sweetness to like balance it out slightly. Very nice, yeah. Let's dig into this one. I already noticed this has a more luscious mouthfeel, bigger malt body, more sweetness, not as bitter. In the front, you're getting a nice bitterness again, not as strong as this one, but it's sort of a I would say wittiness, herbal wittiness. Think cedar chips and soil and sort of like a pine coney kind of like deep woody kind of bitterness. Again, herbal notes, tea leaves. Big toffee sweetness in the middle, like really sticky kind of sweetness. Bitterness on the finish cleans it out pretty nicely. Again, with the leafiness, the pine, the resin, maybe something like a kale, that kind of like green bitterness. It reminds me of this one's a lot more leafy and green and herbally and rich of a bitterness, whereas this is lighter, has more fruits in there. So yeah, let's find out which ones are which. I mean, I already assume that they're actually right. I did it blind, but this one should be the Bigfoot, this one should be Old Ruffian. Yep. So yeah, that's the Bigfoot, and that is the Old Ruffian, correct. So yeah, my prediction is correct. I had this one before, so I should be able to pick it out. So let's go on to the tasting. The pairing, sorry. Again, Stilton is actually highly recommended for American Barleywines. Apparently it's one of these magical pairings that ends up working out really well so far. By the way, this is a British blue cheese, so I think salty, nutty, buttery, quite funky with that bacteria that the cheese has. Very nice. What happens is that hops played really well with the blue cheese. The sweetness is just extracted out, and you get dark fruit flavors now. You get sort of like dried figs and plums, and these like rich dried fruits. The toffee sweetness really comes through, so it really emphasizes the fruit flavors, and you're left with less the bitterness. Very nice pairing. Wow. Let's try it with the Bigfoot. Very nice as well. Okay, what this cheese does is it cuts the bitterness. The saltiness and the butteriness plays very aggressively and attacks at that bitterness. So when you pull away bitterness, you get gentle sweetness. You get a nice emphasis on the bacterian funk and the blue of this cheese. That like funky barnyardy kind of thing, that funkiness that blue cheese has. it spikes those flavors up. It brings out fruit flavors. It makes a beer sweeter. It makes a beer a bit, I guess, more drinkable because it's less bitter. Bitterness still comes through on the finish because, you know, the cheese has acted, done its work, and then gone away, and then now you have some bitterness to clean it up. Very awesome pairing. Highly recommend it. So yeah, until next time, guys. These are two great beers. This is a great pairing. Highly recommend pairing with either. I think this the cheese actually pairs better with the Great Divide, as the label recommends. And actually, I think this is probably a better beer for the style. It's more aggressive in the style. It has bigger hops and a bigger malt body and bigger sweetness as well. This is probably more for a novice, I'd say, or not always a novice. You know, anyone can enjoy Bigfoot. I like a Bigfoot. It's more towards that IPA. It's gonna have grapefruit. It's gonna have aggressive bitterness throughout. Whereas this is really aiming for that big malt barley wine with some hops. So that's sort of my take on it. Great pairing, great beers. And until next time, guys, cheers. This is Darwin, and let me know what you guys think. So if you have another idea for battle beers or any pairings, let me know. So later.